Aries. Hello, Aries. August 24th through the 30th. Let's find out what's going on in this upcoming week and let's get you prepared for it. I'm going to be looking exactly what's going on, where you're going to need some guidance, and where the strengths can come to help you find your way and make this a successful week for you. So here we go, Aries, August 24th through the 30th. All right. So, Aries, right out of the gate, I have the Four of Cups, the Five of Swords, followed by the Two of Wands. So, we've got a lot going on. Okay. What I see here coming up for you in this week, the more you're going to have to deal with and understand is kind of complacency. You're looking at the week coming up and you're going to be looking at it like just another week, another day, same shit, different day. Guess what? You're going to have to take a look at that because the Five of Swords is here to talk about. You can wind up midweek, all right, and be down in the dumps, be grieving, be looking, but Five of Swords feel like somebody's stolen your energy, stolen your thoughts, your mind, or everything else. What we need to be looking at is this week coming up is going to require a plan. That's the Two of Wands. I want you to think about it when you're going in. Organization for you in the upcoming week is going to be key. So now when I look at this Five of Swords, I'm going to ask about some clarity on this and see what we can come up with. I tell you what, I'm going to look at some clarity on all three cards and let's see what's happening here. So I've got Lovers. This is a commitment. So what you need to remember is you've made a commitment to do a task. You made a commitment to do something. The Princess of Pentacles, you got to refine your passion as you go into this other week. You got to remember this is what you're building your future on or things like that. If it's work, anything that you're doing, but that Princess of Pentacles is saying reclaim that passion of a young person around whatever's going on in your life in the real world. And the King of Wands, you do have to reignite your passion. You do have to reignite yourself. I know on Monday it's going to be hard to stand up and go, okay, but this is what's happening. If we have the Four of Cups talking about you're going into the week being a little on the complacent side, and then the Five of Swords coming in talking about conflict, mental conflict, dealing with this, feeling like things just aren't right, you're going to get almost what I feel is like a little depressed. All right. And you're going to absolutely need to be in the space of making a plan for your spirit, for everything else, and understanding what's going on. The Lovers is talking about committing to you again, committing to yourself, committing to other people, and a commitment to life, to coming back alive. The Princess is to remind you of look around you. What have you got to be thankful for? Be happy. You're going to be growing some, and you've got to revibrate, rekindle that whole vibration in your life towards your earth, your energy. You've got everything here on earth that you can plant, and the resources are yours. It's just whether you're going to use them or not. We have the King of Wands coming in that is actually talking about reigniting that fire. You've got to go into this upcoming week and you've got to rebuild everything. That Two of Wands, stop it. Think about what's happening, and would a good king just be like, okay, no, a good king always has a plan. So this is getting your fire back, getting your will back in this upcoming week and being able to push through, and you're going to be doing fine. Now, what I've got here when I take a look on the shadow card side, we've got the Eight of Coins, the shadow card, keeping an eye on the details. The Eight of Coins, that's always about this, learning something, making sure you do what you're told, the instructions, things like this. When we're complacent, we can tend to not hear, and we need to be listening. But the Eight of Coins is here to talk about in your work, in your home, in your real life, it is a week for you to pay attention to details. And that's going to be a struggle for you this week. So let's find out what we need to do. Why is that a struggle? What's going on? What does it mean around this challenge? So let's talk about the biggest challenge you've got this week. Four of Coins, Seven of Cups, making decisions, and dealing with crap that's upset you, hurt you in the past with the Three of Swords. So One of the reasons you're going to have an eye on detail is you're going to be looking too much at what's happened in the past. You're going to be dragging some stuff around. You're going to be looking at things that don't serve you any good, but they're just going to bring you down mentally. And guess what? It's going to stop you from making a decision. Now, these decisions are important, and you have to be in that place. You cannot be going into this worried about regretting the decisions you make. You know, when I look at this part, we have the Emperor, the Three of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. So what we've got here is the Emperor is coming about saying, to get through this, you've got to remember you're in charge. You're in charge of your life. You're in charge of the way you think. And if you want to rule your world, you've got to take responsibility for it. The Three of Wands, everything may not happen right out of the gate, okay? But if you're taking action and you're patient, that spirit, that fire, it's going to go. Think about building a fire. Sometimes you got to start with a little spark, blow on it, nurture it, be patient, and before long, you have a bonfire. Then we have the Seven of Pentacles here, and that feeling of going around and around in a circle. And what that's talking about is you have to be able to look, judge, but then move on. That Seven of Pentacles is saying you don't want to be spinning around in circles. You don't want to feel like you're just going through the motions. So in this challenge of the Eight of Coins, you need to understand making decisions is going to be a priority. Don't worry about living to regret them. Mistakes happen, changes happen, but you're going to be much happier if you move forward through that and you make a decision and you work with it and go. Now, what is it the Spirit is wanting to put in your arsenal this week to say, this is where I want to go? This is what we need to do. So to help you with this, we have the World card. We have that followed by the Death card. Ooh, man, some strong major arcanas coming in here. And the Five of Coins. Now, one of the things I'm seeing here is you've got to remember what's going on in your life, what's going on with this week, what's going on with everything. And you're going to have to remember, ultimately, the world is at your availability. You can do this, you can come through this, but you might have to let old ways of thinking, old habits, old things move away. That's the Death card. So something new can come in. The Five of Coins. What I'm really getting here, this coming week, don't be prideful. Don't be afraid to ask for help. This is telling you, you need to come into this week and look at what's going on. You can do it. When we talked about getting that restart, come in here like the Four of Coins or Four of Cups and being complacent, like, oh, there's nothing I can do. There's always something to do, and you can end this week on a bright and wonderful note. Spirit is here saying the world is yours. I've given it to you. You have to take the right actions to claim it. The Death card is here to say it's okay. You got to break old habits. You got to let some things go, okay? So new things can come in its place. And some of that is train of thought. So, yeah, you might be faced with decisions that's going to mean having to let something go, let someone go, let other things happen, dealing with it in your life. But you can't worry about it because something new is going to come in its place. The Five of Cups, if you need advice, ask for it. That's going to be just the ultimate thing. I'm going to look here at the Five of Cups, okay? And what we've got is, if you're feeling like everything's just turning on you, you know, I've got the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Cups, and Temperance, the 14 card. So now think about everything that's going on. The Wheel of Fortune. Things change. These ruts change. Life changes. Things move. But the Wheel of Fortune is talking about there's the opportunity here for you to maybe have some new resources, some new money, new things coming into your life, okay? You get to do that. You get to work with that and make sure that what's coming in, because you need to be awake and looking at what's happening. The Six of Cups. You got to get back and find your joy again. You got to get back and remember when you used to love to come to work, things like that. Because what will happen is, if you're not careful, we'll let that inner child come over. We'll start calling out. We'll start getting lazy. We'll start saying no. We'll start acting like a child instead of remembering the great things that happened when this is good, when these things were great. The art of temperance. Remember, we talked about here up front, making choices or whatnot. Balance. Balance is going to be key for you in asking for help. This is going to be something that is saying when you ask for help, take a look. What you can do, what you can think you need to do. You need to stop, think. Can you troubleshoot it? Can you do it? Is this on you? Or if you're really getting there because you're fired up, you're trying to find the right thing, don't be prideful and say, you know what? I've looked at this from a different way. I need to ask for somebody else's help. I need to ask for somebody else's advice. In all that, that's what Spirit is giving you, okay, to help you to understand that you can be successful in this upcoming week. So what I'm looking at here is the moon. You have to use your personal knowledge. We have to understand that the 5 of Wands is here. Don't get drawn up. Things are going to be fine. You're going to have something to deal with, but you're going to defeat it and come through it. And then we have the Hangman. The key thing here is going to be using your brain, getting out of your head, getting locked in, and looking at things from a different perspective. The moon is here to go. You've got your personal knowledge. Use your intuition. The 5 of Wands is here in the ultimate culmination of this. Say, yes, you're going to go through some drama with people at work. You're going to go through some drama with people around you, things like that. But it doesn't have to be the end of you, because if you'll stop, look, and change perspectives, everything's going to come out fine. Ultimately, we have the 4 of Wands. At the end of the week, if you follow this advice and you move through it, you're going to come through this week awesomely. Okay? So just remember, go back, replay this again, take a look at it, understand what's going on. Find your passion. Remember, don't be afraid to make decisions. Don't drag the past around with you. And ultimately, this week is going to be about you changing your perspective and looking at things in a different light and asking for help if you need it. And everything's going to work out fine. Wow. Bangarang.